TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.
You're live with your talk show divas. Sit back and relax and enjoy. Exciting, informative, and sexy. So get ready for your talk show divas.
Welcome back, Facebook. Ooh, what goes on in between the breaks?
I tell you.
Welcome back to Talk Show Divas, TV 1061 in Douglasville, Georgia. It's about to start torrential raining right now.
Yes.
But we have our awesome guest right now with us, divas. Her name is VERNELL ROBERTS.
Hey.
She is a real estate broker in the state of Florida, as well as the CEO of a new nonprofit called Carib. And she's going to explain to you what that is. And you have already met Diva K. Renee, Diva D. Alexis, and Diva Kelly.
Yes.
Tell us about you, Diva V.
Well, first of all, I'm going to give you the correct pronunciation. It's Carib, like the Caribbean. And Carib stands for the Caribbean Association of Realtors Information Board. And it was started as an association that was going to be an advocate for Caribbean realtors. To do various things in the community. Because in Miami we have the Hispanic Realtor Association. We have, I like to joke that the National Association of Realtors is the white Realtor Association. That's the main one. Asian, there are a lot of different ethnicities that have different associations. So I wanted to be able to give back, to my heritage.
What is your heritage?
I was born in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. Also have a little Trinidadian and Dominican inside.
Okay,
Rihanna. A little mix up. Yes.
So you can put your little accent on us.
Well, you remember you saw the accent when it came out when it was mad. You didn't recognize it was me. All right, so you might not understand what I'm saying, but yeah, if you don't hear it, then that means we get along, basically.
What you got going on with that?
I dropped something.
I was gonna say I didn't know this was that kind of stuff.
So when did you get started? What was your...
Well, I've been a real estate broker since 2003, but I started the organization because I don't know how often you guys hear about the impact of hurricanes down in South Florida.
Yes.
But last year, 2 storms severely impacted my family in St. Thomas and in Dominica. So last minute, I joined a couple of local nonprofits to try to hustle and get supplies back to the island, and it was just very unorganized. We did the best that we could, but because something wasn't established already and ongoing, it was very difficult to do. So that led me to want to do something from a professional standpoint and also be able to help the community. And that's how I came up with the organization.
That's awesome.
And we're also going to be doing scholarships for the kids. Hopefully, if we don't have a disaster that we have to prepare for, then we want to give back in various ways. So.
That's awesome.
That is really awesome.
Yes.
How long has Carib been in place?
We've assembled officially in January. Our website, www.thecarib.org, was just launched this month. And actually,
congratulations.
Thank you. Memorial Weekend in Florida, we're doing an inaugural event at one of the local parks. Kind of making an introduction to the community to let the community know what we're doing and how they can be involved also. So it's not just
tell
for
them
realtors.
where and when for that inaugural event.
Because people in Florida are looking.
It's going to be at Central Broward Regional Park, which locals know it as the park with the cricket stadium on Sunrise Boulevard and 441. It starts from noon until 6 p.m. And like I said, it's Memorial Weekend. It's on a Sunday. It's family friendly. We're going to have music. We're actually going to have different realtors. What we did was, instead of having directors for the organization, we have different realtors. We have an immigration attorney. We have accountants from different islands, and they're serving as ambassadors for their islands. islands. So we're going to have a little village set up where each island will have the food that's unique to their island. The DJs will be playing music unique to their island. They're going to have the flags up and, you know, just trying to create a very festive atmosphere.
Like, should we go, ladies?
Like, we need a live stream.
I think we might.
Yes, we
Girl
should.
Yes.
Yes.
If you are not able to come to that, maybe I can invite you down for the gala, because we want to do a gala once a year, kind of black tie fundraiser thing.
I can wear this.
Burn that dang on head.
Yes, we can make it a royal thing. And you can bring your prince.
Sweet. So you're from VI, and I know there was an interesting story about your
How it came about.
Yes. Tell us about that.
Share.
Well, my father used to sing calypso. He's from Trinidad. My mother's from Dominica, and I know Atlanta has a Caribbean Carnival every year.
Yes.
So in St. Thomas, my father was singing at a hotel for Carnival, and my mother was up with her friends, like we all girlfriends do. And he must have sang the right song to her, because 9 months later,
All right.
She was a carnival baby.
I
so
was born.
Watch out.
Yeah, I was a carnival baby. So, you know, the mix had to happen that way. It had to happen that way. So I love them both, and I'm a unique person because of it. So.
You were talking about also the different foods and stuff you're going to have at the carnival. So what food is unique to the VI? Like, what would be your dish?
VI is...
Sorry. Please don't say oxtails. Please.
No, oxtail is
Angry. I've got a hangry person over here.
Oxtail is prevalent on all of the islands, but in the Virgin Islands, it's fish and fungi. Fish and fungi.
Please explain fungi.
Fungi is cornmeal and okra.
Oh, wow.
Mixed together. And man, I'm thinking of it now. My mom makes a great one. And it's usually a fried fish, snapper, kind of stewed with tomatoes and gravy.
Goodness.
And a lot of people don't like okra, but if you love okra,
Yes, that's my birthmark.
yes, it's yeah.
Look, yes.
I'm here for the okra.
I like okra.
That's some good cornbread.
Yes, yes. So it's mixed up together, and when the gravy and everything gets together, it's just,
Okay, I'm sorry. The Alexis can't hear anymore.
Okay.
Change the topic from food.
yeah. So
That sounds good.
so yeah.
Okay. So you're doing the real estate in Florida. Have you ever thought of branching out to Atlanta?
I actually did at one point. It was something that I was exploring. I do have 3 offices in Florida. I have my main office in Broward County. I last year opened up 2 other offices in Orlando and Tampa, just branch office. Because in Broward right now, it's not like Atlanta. The real estate inventory is low. Atlanta, you guys have so much to build on, to spread out on. I mean, every time I come up here, I find a different part of Atlanta. But in Broward, it's not like that.
Broward
Everybody's
is not like
looking for the same thing. 3 bedrooms, 2-car garage, in a good area with a good school. So it's forced me to explore other options. And in real estate, you have to go with what's hot. You stay on top of the game. So that's what I'm doing. I haven't ruled it out.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, well, tell us a little bit more about you. What about
I felt a feeling she trying to get to something.
what are some of your hobbies? What about you?
Some of my hobbies, well, you know, I have this good friend of mine that's like really into karaoke, and lately, you know, she's forced me to explore that side of me, and it wasn't really that hard to bring out because, like I said, my dad was a singer, so growing up, I was a little bit of an entertainer in high school. I thought I buried it, but you know, some things happen, some stuff gets passed around, and you realize that those talents are still there.
Okay, let me just say, don't put on no Michael Jackson in front of her. She turns into Michael. She turns into Michael. Like literally, you turn around and she's turn around and you're like, whoa, where'd that come from? And she turned into Michael. Sweat will be dripping down.
That's the Jerry curl.
That's there for the next karaoke.
What, Beat It, Dirty Diana,
What's your favorite Michael Jackson?
You know, people ask me that a lot, and it revolves so often. I mean, I'm a big I think Off the Wall was his best album in my opinion. Yeah. I like a lot of the stuff he did with his brothers, like the Victory album, Destiny, songs that I grew up hearing.
Do you like Janet more than you like Michael? How many times have you seen Janet in concert? I've
seen Janet every time. She started her tour in Miami, and I was in high school. I was a senior, and I've seen Janet every time. And if she comes to Florida on 2 nights, I'll be there both.
Wow, Janet fan, really?
Wow. Yes. So I mean, I don't have Michael anymore, and you know,
we don't have Michael.
Right, it was her Michael up here.
Yeah, I wanted to marry him. I wanted to move to Encino, California. I begged my mom. Thank you, Mom. My mom loves me. She supported everything that I did for Jerry curl. And I used to channel him, and I wanted to actually dance background for Janet. Be good friends of hers and marry her brother, but God didn't see it that way.
He didn't see it like that.
Okay.
Then I found out I was too tall to be part of the family because they're short.
Really?
They're short. Yeah, they're short. Okay. I think Michael was 5'8", Janet's like 5'4". Okay. So I would have been kind of awkward. Yeah.
Okay. A little awkward.
Yeah, remember when she dated JD? She made him look tall.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So
that's a tiny guy.
Yeah. So that's a little bit of me,
She's a dog lady too, mind you.
Not like her. Well, I actually got my dog because of her. Strangely, her dog didn't like me, and it was something about that I was like, no, I gotta get one. And now I have a dog, Paris. She might be watching. She might be on the couch.
What kind of
Yorkie.
Oh wow.
Oh,
yes.
Yorkie. Okay.
And no, Paris was not named after Michael's daughter. It was named after my favorite, one of my favorite city. I get that question a lot too.
Okay,
sure.
So yeah, Miss Paris Roberts, if you're out there watching, Mommy misses you. Mommy be home soon.
Oh.
And I'm sorry to change the subject back to the business, but I'm just thinking because you are on Facebook and there's people watching from other places. You do a live stream or talk radio on Sunday. So
actually, if I was in Florida right now, 3 p.m. on Sundays, I do a talk show segment. It's called Keeping It Realty, where I try to keep it real about real estate. I try to tell people the truth.
Right.
And it's on Mature Life Radio. It's a radio app. A good friend of mine is on local radio down in Miami. He has a radio app, Mature Life Radio. You download it, and I usually Facebook live stream. And we talk about real estate, and sometimes we talk about current events too, because real estate can be kind of dry. So I try to add a little humor to it as much as I can, but it is what it is.
Do you find there's more black home ownership these days? Since I feel like there was a push for black people to start owning homes now.
You know what? That's one of the things I love about coming to Atlanta. You definitely see it more here.
Right.
You just see black people more involved in things here. But yes, and that's part of the reason why I do it, because I want people to be aware that, I know people that rent homes for $2,000 a month, and you have to usually move in with first, last, and security. That's $6,000.
That's $6,000.
If you have to wait for your income tax return, or maybe if you a gift from a family, and you can save up a little more, you probably won't buy that dream home from the beginning. But I try to educate people on equity and how if you build equity in your house, you start off with a little condo or something small. Right. And then after you have it for a couple of years, you either rent it out or you sell it and pull out that equity. Now you can go get what you want.
Right. So I know they do that a lot up north too. Is that something new that they're doing? Because I've never heard when I was renting that you have to come up with that kind of money to rent.
That it's because of what happened with the foreclosure market. So a lot of people, their credit suffered as a result of it. So it opened up the door now, because now people that couldn't buy, they needed to rent. So it was more competitive. So now you can go out and, put stricter guidelines as a landlord and say, listen, I want you to have first, last, and security because I know your credit isn't good. So, yeah.
So is that based off of credit?
Based off of credit and your employment history. So if someone comes to me and if you have good credit scores and good income history, I'm going to fight so you can move in with just first and security. But you have to understand if it's a competitive area, a property a lot of people are looking at, that landlord knows how things work. So you might have to put, I've heard instances where they'll ask for 2 security deposits.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yes. So, and that's real estate. I love real estate, but being a landlord is something that I've never wanted to do. It's a lot of responsibility.
It's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, it is.
You can screen a tenant, to the moon and the sky. You never know who you're going to get. But you can get that person who's had bad credit and really needs a second chance because they went through a divorce, they lost their job, something happened.
Yes.
And you can get that person that looks perfect on paper.
Yes.
And you all know until you live with somebody.
Yes.
It sounds like you had a personal experience.
Both ways,
Yes.
yes. And they'll tear your home up too.
Yes.
And you be responsible for it. So yeah.
Yes,
that's
so
true. Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah. Everything
So
is on paper.
I'm sorry. So you do rental and you do home buying?
I my primary focus is home buying. I do rentals. I have a couple of agents that work for me. I do rentals for friends and family.
Okay.
I just get more gratification in helping, especially someone that looks like us. I was a single mother, so helping a single mom buy a house,
yes.
and opening up that door, for her child. Maybe she has to take equity out of the house one day to put her kids through college or something like that. The stock market, we know what it does. It's risky. But real estate, if you have patience, your value will grow.
That's true.
So you just have to have patience. There are people that flip houses too. That's a different type of ball game. But, I believe real estate is the most concrete way of building wealth, especially for our communities.
What would be your tip for somebody who's looking to buy a home?
First time
home buyers.
Savings. And let me back up. Before you can even save, the thing that you need to do is work on your credit.
Do you have someone on your team that helps with that?
I do.
Awesome.
Because I meet a lot of people that want to buy and don't know where to start. And a lot of people, there's a trust factor. Because you have people, especially from a lending standpoint, they don't know if they should go to their local bank to get a loan or if they should go to a broker. If they come to me and ask, I have a team of people that I can refer them to. I kind of prefer the broker approach because you allow people to compete for your business. So I can, shop them around and they can pick the best one. And I try to send them to who I would use.
Okay.
So the credit score, because people don't understand if you have, 800 is rare, but if you're in your 7s, you have a good credit score. That's bigger than walking in the door and buying something with $100,000.
Wow.
Yes,
that
it
credit
is.
score can open up many doors for you.
Wow.
Where even as far, because I used to do mortgage underwriting too, so I know how they look at the candidate, how they, build a picture around the candidate. So if they see that 800 credit score, they're likely to dig a little less. But if you're at 620 and they've seen that you had some problems in your past, then they're really going to dig into it. But I've seen people with 800 credit scores that get the door open to them and they're closing in 15 days.
Oh my goodness!
That's true.
Because there's streamlined programs for them.
Okay, so your tip to first time is get your score up.
Yeah.
Now, what if their score is up already?
Then you work on your savings.
Okay.
Work on your savings.
And if you have no idea where you stand, then you call somebody like me, and you have your credit pulled, and you see what you're approved for, what you can afford. Because a lot of people do it in the reverse. They go look for the house, then they go get the loan, and then I have to play therapist now because you can't afford the home that you fell in love with.
Because some realtors, they won't even consider you unless you have a pre-approved letter.
I don't put anybody in my car without a pre-approval.
Exactly, sir.
And I'm glad you brought up a great point. pre-approval versus pre-qualification.
Exactly.
There's a difference.
There's a difference there.
Pre-approval means that they pull income and credit,
Okay.
the docs that they ask you after pre-qualification. Pre-qualification means that you're probably, let's say, a client of the bank. And you're in there a lot and they see you and they say, let me get you approved for a loan. And they're using it based on their relationship with you. And they give you a pre-qualification based on a fictitious value. Maybe they see what's in your bank account and they're making assumptions based on it. So they'll give you a pre-qual for $200,000. I had it happen to somebody recently where they went to a bank. They gave them a pre-qualification for $200,000, and a lot of times people don't understand my approach because I rather prepare you for the worst case scenario versus having to come back to you and saying that you're not approved.
Yes.
So I said, let me refer you to my person that's going to pull the credit, the docs, everything, and see where you fit. And she only qualified for $175,000. So, and that changes, especially in Florida. The type
I was
of
gonna say,
property,
can you even get anything in Florida now for $175?
not much that's nice, especially in Broward County.
Really?
Yeah, they
But
want-
the good
they
thing about
change.
her, she had savings. She had $60,000 saved up,
Okay.
and this was
Wow.
assistance. So I was proud. I was like,
Wow.
oh,
Wow, yeah.
but she didn't want to use it.
Oh.
So, and when you take somebody into that situation, they kind of think that you're trying to get them for some kind of reason. So, you know, work on your credit,
Yes.
get pre-approved, and save. Because if you don't save for the buy-in, you're going to want to redecorate and get one of the divas to hook you up.
Yes.
Something like that. They have a karaoke housewarming party.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's
you.
my advice. That's
Thank you so
awesome.
much for sharing that
That's
information.
No problem. Thank you for having
Good
me.
We
education.
can go on and on. But,
For real,
we
for
go
real.
on. I have
We
a
got a
couple
little
questions, but we got to
lesson.
end it.
But if you do have questions, just post them in the comments below, and we'll definitely have her answer them. But we do have to go and come back with our unwind section.
Yes, I need it, man.
Thank you, Ms. Vernell. And Facebook,
Ladies.
come back.
Unwind.
Unwind.
With the wine.
TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.